Hey guys, my name is Simpsy. How are you all doing? Welcome to the Battle of the Bastards on Westeros Total War, the second battle for Winterfell. I've just finished watching Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 9, and what an episode of television that was. Holy fucking shit, I can talk about it all day. Now, I've quickly just jumped back on Westeros Total War, and I wanted to do the Battle of the Bastards. I have done this sort of series on Third Age and Westeros. I've done the Battle of, well, the first Battle of Winterfell, actually, matter of fact. Playing as Stannis Baratheon, have done the Battle of the Wall, King's Landing, and then I've gone and done some the Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies. So, in today's video, we're going to be showcasing this battle, and let's talk a little bit about the episode as well. So this is not meant to be 100% accurate to the TV show. The game and the mod do have limitations, so you're just going to have to bear with me a little bit. I just wanted to see how this would go, and it's just for a bit of fun, so take it with a pinch of salt while watching the video. So on the left-hand side, we obviously have the Stark force under the command of Jon Snow, which I am controlling. We have the Wildlings in the center, and we have the Knights of the Vale, commanded by Sansa Stark and Peter Baelish on the right-hand side. There was no sort of way I could set a time limit for them to come in. That would have been ideal if we could wait 5 minutes for the Knights of the Vale to come charging in like the Rohirrim. So yeah, they're on the right hand side. So we have a 3v3 pitch battle, and let's start the battle and see what the Boltons and the Umbers. So we have like I said, a Stark army on the left. We have the Wildling army in the center, and the Arryn's Knights, the Knights of the Vale on the right. We have a Bolton army here. From my perspective, on my left, that the Starks are going to be charging Jon Snow. So we've got the Boltons here, and also just ignore the Hornwood banner from time to time. So we have the Boltons on the left-hand side here. They're two Bolton armies. In the center, we have the Umbers under the command of Little John Umber. Is it John? I can't remember. Little Umber. I can't quite remember his name. But yeah, and then we've got another Bolton army on the right-hand side. But holy shit, probably in my opinion, one of my favorite, in my own opinion, probably my favorite episode of television ever. There was a fair few Breaking Bad ones that were pretty good, but definitely of Game of Thrones. I just enjoyed this episode so much. Now I'm going to be talking about the episode, so if you haven't gone and watched it, spoiler warning ahead. But from the very start of this episode, I really like the negotiation between Dany and the Greyjoys about not reaping and raiding, talking about how they had similar, or actually everyone in the room, including Tyrion and Theon, had mad sort of parents. But quickly just back on the battle here. We're going to charge straight up the hill. Hit them hard. Jon Snow is in range of archer fire. And Rickon, unfortunately, oh no, poor Rickon has been slain. So we're going to have to charge up here. My limited and small Stark cavalry force is going to be charging on the left-hand side here. We only have 2 units of archers under the command of Sir Davos. I imagine they're going to charge at the end, because they might as well be taking shits back there. So, yeah, I really do like the parallels between Dany and the Mad King, which obviously it is a Song in Ice and Fire. I imagine that Jon and Dany are either... Well, I haven't really looked at that many theories, but they're probably going to be fighting each other. I really do like Jon in the books and the show. I started watching, I watched the first 5 episodes of Game of Thrones when they came out, 6 years ago now, and then I ended up reading, I caught the last 5 episodes of Season 1 live, I remember, and then between Season 1 and Season 2, I read all the books, and I'm just a huge Game of Thrones fan, so I was adopted from the TV show. So yeah, I really like the parallels of Dany turning a bit mad, which she probably will do. So the Arryns are charging on the left-hand side here. Let's talk about the battle now. The Starks are charging on the left-hand side, engaging the Boltons here. In the center, the Wildlings are slowly but surely moving up, and my cavalry charge is developing around. We have my Stark units coming in. We've decided to charge those 2 cavalry units of the Boltons here, but my main line's pushing up now. Even though they do have the high ground, we managed to push up enough so that we can... Well, they don't have that much of an advantage. The 2 cavalry units of the Boltons on the right and left are engaging my spearmen here, but the other 2 are being quashed by my spearmen. But the cinematography of this battle was amazing. It was by the same director who did the Hard Home. Oh my god, I forgot about the Hard Home episode. What is better? I really did enjoy that episode. That was probably my second favourite, but yeah. Highly recommend, if you haven't already gone and watched the behind the scenes on the Game of Thrones HBO channel, and just watching the way they shot that battle was immense. It's probably one of my favourite battles. It's up there with the Return of the King at the very end, that large battle of Minas Tirith. But yeah, the whole Rickon trap, baiting Jon out to attack, pushing him so far out that he was stuck under archer fire and kept on going. If he ran back, he would have copped an arrow in the back, and obviously Sir Davos gave the order to follow your commander. So the right hand side is actually not doing too bad, even though it's heavily cavalry focused with the Arryns just here. My center is slowly but surely engaging. On the left hand side with the Stark force here, we're slowly starting to envelop. We're going to get a cavalry charge because we've neutralized their 2 units of cavalry on the left. With my spearmen and the 4 units of cavalry, we quelled them quite quickly. Right, I'm not too sure where the other 2 are. I think they're further around, but a routing army might have a charge here. I'll try to get as many cinematic shots as possible. But yeah, what else can we talk about here? Oh yeah, Jon Snow's charge, of course. I really love that perspective, how it went. It was just so fluid, the battle. It wasn't just all these aerial shots, which were great when they were some, but there wasn't too many of them. But having that POV charging him, and then obviously him charging, getting ready, making his brave stand as the Bolton cavalry charges, and just in the nick of the time, the Stark cavalry comes from behind, and well, saves him. Really, obviously the envelopment, very, very similar, and David Benioff and, is it Dan Weiss, the directors, tried to, or drag similarities from a lot of battles, and that envelopment with the Bolton shields and the spears, I was about to say Stark for some reason, it was very, very similar, and that whole battle, it was very similar to the Roman battle of Cannae, and I really did like how the bodies were just stacking, were an obstacle on the midfield. But obviously Jon getting quashed and was reborn again just before the Arryn charge came in and saved the fucking day. What I really would have liked is, I love this episode so much, but I really would have liked to see Robert Arryn come in all pompous in armor, very much like Mace Tyrell giving that, well, hilariously inspiring speech at King's Landing. So the right hand side here, the Arryns have actually done really quite well here, enveloping and surrounding and really honestly quite crushing this right hand side. The Wildlings were struggling a little bit in the center, but I am relieving the left hand flank, and I will be sending more cavalry charges and my men further. But here comes a cavalry charge from the Arryns. Sansa Stark and Peter Baelish being a little bit smug, of course. But yeah, I really would have liked the old Robert Arryn to come in with his armor all dolled up with his mum's titty. Oh, Jesus. But 1-1 dying, of course. Jon. Jon and 1-1 and Torment charging into the final stand at Winterfell. And yeah, it was really quite sad, 1-1 die. But Jon bashing Ramsay's skull in, but Sansa pulling him off was really quite awesome. Right, so the left-hand side, where the Stark forces charged under the command of Jon Snow, is surrounding and pushing off the Boltons here. We were outnumbered in this battle, and I'm quite interested to look at the casualties sustained and casualties inflicted. The Umbers in the centre really holding the Wildlings off quite well. We've smashed our left flank that we were facing, and the Arryns are doing quite well on the right, but yeah, Sansa commanding Ramsay's own starved dogs to beat him, to eat him. I really did like that. It was really quite satisfying, but I don't know. I just thought it would have been. I'm not dissing the episode, whatever. I just thought it would have made. I don't know. That's how I would have done it. But who knows? I would have liked. I'm talking about the Robert Arryn bit here. I would have liked if they executed Ramsay, to be honest. You know, in the very first episode where Ned executed that Night Watch deserter, the man who passes the sentence should swing the sword. I really kind of wish they executed Ramsay there, and Jon Snow gave him his final words instead of just feeding him to the dogs. That's something Ramsay would do, even though I do quite like that. But I did like it. but I thought it would have been better if they executed him where the Night's Watchman was. But hey, that's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. But yeah, just my two things I would have probably changed. Brought Robert Aaron in, all pompous. I thought that would have been quite funny. But who knows? They could have it in a deleted scene somewhere. And I wish kind of Ramsey was executed instead of fed to the dogs. But it works quite well. I just sort of felt it was a little bit still barbaric. But obviously he had it coming to him. It was a little bit, what's the word? He had it coming to him. It was a pretty fitting way to go, one of the ways. So my Aaron cavalry charge here is breaking the left. We're basically running down the remaining Umber and Bolton deserters. The left and right side have been smashed, and there's a couple of units here in the center still holding on. Okay, so we're getting ready to move up more men. An enemy general has been slain upon the field. But guys, we are coming to the end of the Battle of the Bastards, the second Battle of Winterfell. So if you've liked the video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out a bunch. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts and opinions about the Game of Thrones episode. I'm really quite curious to know. So check out my social. Already said that. So check out my social media links: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Stay tuned for some more Total War videos on SimCity Total War. I might do some more Westeros sort of Third Age style battles in the future, because I really do quite enjoy them. And it was really quite fun trying to recreate the Battle of Winterfell. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure to take care of yourself. Stay tuned for some more Total War Warhammer content. I have another campaign part coming out later today. So my name has been Simsy. Goodbye.